One day my daddy went to town. I bought a big old tractor to work that ground. That old McCormick had a 40 plug, but he could pull whatever we drug down by the river where the soil was black as coal. It'd stutter and sputter, blow a little smoke, put in the clutch, pull out the choke. Wouldn't be a minute, we'd be heading back down them road. We grew taters, we grew corn, we grew crops, sure as you're born, living off the land like a 1935. Didn't have money, didn't have a store, didn't have much, didn't want more. We were happy just to be alive. That old McCormick had a 40 plug, but it could pull whenever we drug down by the river where the soil was black as coal. It'd stutter and sputter, blow a little smoke, put in the clutch, pull out the choke. Wouldn't be a minute, we'd be heading back down them road. That old McCormick had a 40 plug, but it could pull whenever we drug down by the river where the soil was black as coal. It'd stutter and it'd sputter, blow a little smoke, put it in the clutch, pull out the choke. Wouldn't be a minute, we'd be heading back down them road. It wouldn't be a minute, we'd be heading back down them road. It wouldn't be a minute, we'd be heading back down them road. Thank you so much. And that's why I was raised on a farm. I was raised on a farm with 8 brothers and sisters, 200 acres. I was raised with poverty and agriculture and religion, which is the formula for rock and roll. And there I was when I was 15 years old, standing with my thumb in the air, hitchhiking off with my psychedelic pants under my blue jeans so my father wouldn't cuff me in the back of the head on the way out of the milk house there. I was getting on the road. Because rock and roll was in the air. And that's the thing about local food, you don't really have to travel. A friend in Montana, he has a 4-star restaurant, and he has Anthony Bourdain was there, and I was eating there, and it's like telling me like the cows are raised like right in the pantry, I'm not sure, like the stuff is like everything's within reach, local food. This is fucking horrible. The whole restaurant's horrible. I hate the food there. I hate eating there. Finally, I said to him one day, "Do you have anything from away?" But a well-traveled beef, like a... As a kid, we lived on that farm. We were into local food because we were raising local food. We were trying to sell local food, but everybody was into rock and roll. So no, they weren't buying local food. They were buying vinyl records, and we couldn't sell our local food, so we went broke. And then I hitchhiked away, and I got into rock and roll. And 40 years later, now I'm fucking traveling every night, everywhere, playing rock and roll, and you're all into local food. Fuck! Anyway, when I was hitchhiking, it was a great time to be alive. This is some of you who remember. There's a generation that almost went to Woodstock, right? There's a generation raised on the steel dashboard, right? You got hit in that car, you were killed instantly. You were not a burden on the healthcare system. seatbelt was for nothing but opening your alcoholic beverage in the car. Secondhand smoke was encouraged, remember? Roll up the windows, kids, I'm gonna smoke. Hardcore generation, right? Billy, if you want to see something, why don't you come and stand in the front seat so you can see something? Billy, if you're tired, just sleep in the back window like the other kids do. And then she'd forget. We had that car where the back window went down, and then like 2 hours later we'd be at home and there'd be a knock on the door. Hey, I found Billy at the parking lot again. Oh, I knew I was missing one. Yeah. There I was, hitchhiking off that farm. Rock and roll was in the air, right? And when you got in that car, there was two big steel buttons, two chrome knobs in the middle of that steel dashboard with 5 steel buttons. And you didn't need seeker scan because every song was good. And even the girls would pick you up in those days. They all looked like Peggy Lipton from the Mod Squad. And if you've been to see a tribute band, if you're over 40 tonight, you've been to see a tribute band, you need to go to church on Sunday and ask Jesus for forgiveness. Because that's not the real thing. That's a tribute band. That's a band that, I'm not talking about a cover band. I'm talking about a band that sounds like Neil Young, looks like Neil Young, acts like Neil Young, but they're not Neil Young. They stole his mojo. They stole his steez. Hey, imagine what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? You pour concrete. Imagine if you looked out across the lot and there was a slab over there and it's being paid by a tribute concrete pourer. He wasn't really a concrete pourer. He like you know, when he's fucking doing the thing, you know, he's doing it raw, like, you know, and there's bubbles in it, like, it's, you know what I mean? He's not getting all the bubbles in it. You can tell he's a fucking tribute concrete fucking pourer, right? He fucking looks like you. He's got the fucking dust all over him. He's got the fucking hands dried right shit out, right? He's got the bad back. He's tired every fucking night, but he's a tribute. He's bullshitting. He's a tribute concrete pourer, right? That's how I feel tonight about tribute bands. Me and Betty Oshawa, we had a little band. I met her in a parking lot when I answered A1 ad. We played every single juke joint and every little bar and every little honky-tonk you could get to with a car. And it was fire on the mountain. That was her favorite one. But there was nothing that I didn't know, so we played the top 40 radio, even though we didn't really like the song. I was wrong. Me and Betty Oshawa, we didn't really get along. My ego was as big as a roadhouse parking lot, and sometimes I'd hear her praying outside her dressing room for help with the songs she didn't want to do. And it was fire on the mountain. That was her favorite one. But there was nothing that I didn't know, so we played the top 40 radio, even though we didn't really like the song. I was wrong. Betty got a record deal, she's living in LA. I work in a grocery store every single day. Sometimes she comes to town to play the local hall. She always leaves her number, but I don't return the call. And it's 5